Hi, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Badcast, where I, Adam Upper, talk with Bragon Ketty to talk about Batman, the animated series. And this week's episode is The Lion and the Unicorn. How you doing today, sir?
I don't remember this episode of Narnia.
Well, there's no like weird like talking lions or that shitty like candy that kid wanted.
Turkish
So.
delight, Governor.
And it turns out it's not like the good like candy Turkish delight that we like in the North America know, but it's like that shittier like European version, which I'm surprised that that kid wanted that. Like was able to like sell it, like what sell it to his siblings for it or whatever.
Mhm.
I think that's what happens in that book.
If you ever had a big Turk, that is exactly more or less what Turkish delight is. And yeah, I don't see those flying off the shelves.
Yes, as I said, this week's episode is The Lion and the Unicorn. It is the 77th episode produced and the 85th episode to air. It is the last episode to air of the OG series because season three that we'll be covering that's on the physical discs that we're watching this on is like the new Batman Adventures. So like when we hit season three, it'd be like a little slightly different, but yeah, this is like the last of the regular episodes to like air. But thankfully, yeah, we're doing this in the production order, so we still have a bit more to cover in the second season. Hey, remember watching this episode? Actually, before we get to that, yeah, this this episode is written by Steve Perry, Diane Duane, and which sounds like a Marvel character than a DC than a Batman writer, and Philip Morwood. And I didn't write down who directed this. It did, and it is directed by Boyd Kirkland. Yeah, one of the top directors of the episode so far. And I think he's probably yeah, I should have been like writing this down to see who had like the most episodes directed by the end of the season by the time we're done. But I didn't do that.
I'm going to go with Boyd as the probably likely candidate.
Probably, yeah. But yeah, did you remember watching this episode like in the original run?
No, I
Like,
haven't seen this until now. I mean, it was a decent episode. I mean, I like getting a little peek into Alfred's life before he met Bruce. And yeah,
yeah,
London is a calling.
yeah, yeah. 'Cause I think this is the only like Alfred like centric episode. I think because obviously he's in like a lot of episodes and has like flown the Batwing before and stuff. But I think this is like the one like that was like an Alfred, I guess, like an Alfred story, I guess. Because I think I think I may have seen this episode like at least once before, like I don't remember. I didn't remember like too much from it really, but I did remember one that I was fairly certain that there was one that Alfred did go to London, and here, lo and behold, here we are.
So the episode starts off with Dick practicing on the balance beam in the Batcave, and noted that he's not wearing a shirt because as Alfred is like rolling lint off Batman's costume, even like Bruce is like, what are you doing? He's like, Master Dick, you should really put on a shirt in this damp cave. Like, oh heavens.
I don't think like wearing like not wearing a shirt is like the major like health risk in that cave because like bats are known for like disease carriers, so like if they're breathing in like the spores from their shit like that will like kill him more so than it being a bit damp and him having not having a shirt on.
Give me all the rabies, Alfred.
So unless they've got themselves like inoculated to whatever like there are like bat borne diseases there are.
They're on the Wayne healthcare plan.
I guess that's the one good thing of like privatized healthcare in the states. I guess if you have the money, you can get all the good stuff. I guess.
Mm. So yeah, he's kind of taking care of them, and at a certain point, Alfred or Dick says to Alfred, like, "What would we do without you?" It's like, "I shudder to think so." And they go off and do their dynamic duoing, and later on, Alfred gets a phone call, And he's like, Alfie, it's me, Freddie. It's like, Freddie? Frederick? I haven't heard from you in a while. It's like claiming to be his cousin. He's like, I need you to come to London real quick and, help me out at a rather bit of a spot. And he's like, oh, I should happen to go on a plane and, hop across the pond. And, I'm going to go for all the euphemisms here. Uh, and so
Crikey.
yeah. Oh, we got a lot of different shades of the jolly old England accent because as he heads over, we get note that he leaves behind for Bruce, so he realizes like Alfred's missing, and he's like left a note saying like cousin of mine is in trouble back home, so I've gone to help him out. Yeah, and he signs it as like your obedient servant or something, or something like what it really kind of coughed like a whipped dog there, Alfred. Like, please don't beat me, Master Bruce. I'm sorry I had to leave and help my family.
Yes, I had to bow in the night to make sure to not get your skull and to say no. So I had to run with the tail between my legs. It's just to make sure I can go.
I do believe I've soiled myself. But yeah, we cut to London, England, where I like the animation here. What did you think of it? It's kind of like a fog effect over the lamp lights.
Yeah, I was wondering how that was going to look. Yeah, but it looked pretty good. Yeah, so they must have gotten that from like working on like Gotham, because I imagine like Gotham has the same sort of like stuff going on, but not necessarily because of the weather.
Hmm. So Alfred is approached in the street after getting to his destination by two thugs, Bert and Ernie, and yes, those are actually their names.
So I wonder if these ones are gay too.
Yeah. Well, I still don't understand why Sesame Street doesn't just let it happen. Like, who cares at this point? Like, it's 2025. Like,
Well, so here's like a lot of inference. I mean, like, why aren't they? They have different beds. Why aren't they? Or do they have different beds, or is it the same bed?
I don't know.
Because it could just be roommates. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, especially like as things kind of go forward in terms of like the pop culture climate, like just do it. Like who cares? It's like Venom and Eddie Brock are pretty much established as a gay couple, like right down to living in San Francisco. Like,
well, that's the difference. Like, Venom is inside of him, so that's what it is. So might as well just be like, "I we're dating." Like, what the fuck?
I made you breakfast, Eddie, you poor significant bastard.
Yeah, and speaking of breakfast, I like freaking like Robin when he came down. He was like, "Hey, where'd Alfred go, man? He didn't even make me my breakfast." I'm like, "Dude, like, don't be such a freaking uptight like rich guy. Hey, like, Bruce is a rich guy. He should be saying that, man. You went to college. You know you had to make your shit yourself."
Yeah,
Like, come
exactly.
on.
Like you lived in the circus, dude. Like you pretty much ate whatever the elephants were given. Like eat your plate of hay and get out. But yeah, so they're like, "Oh, Freddie, I was asking to pick you up," and he's immediately suspecting that there's something wrong, and so he manages to briefly fight them off and get to his hotel where he calls Bruce and says, "You're like, Master Bruce, I need your help. I'm in London, England, and you're having a bit of a trouble with the old family friend." And like, I like how like it's like when Bruce picks up the phone, he's immediately like Alfred, like, oh my gosh, like, so what, like you
Because I would imagine it's as unlike Alfred just disappear and ready to know. Because yeah, usually you probably would have said like, "Hey, Bruce," I probably would have woken him up and be like, "Hey, Bruce, I need to go." So like, for him to just disappear in the night and just leave a note without waking him up, it would be a bit of a surprise. So to hear him call, I didn't take it as like out of character for him to be like all surprised and stuff to hear him on the phone.
Oh no,
So
that's not my point. My point
oh
is like
oh,
why he wouldn't have like immediately like tried to help him out or like followed him in the first place because
oh.
Alfred doesn't just leave in the middle of the night, even if he leaves a note. Like,
Yeah, he probably doesn't have any ins at the airport to let him know where he to tell which plane he got on. Yeah.
no. And so as just as he's like,
And I like that before you go to I like how like yeah he said like Alfred says like hey I'm in London and Bruce is like England he's and hey Alfred I like how actually Alfred says like yeah like there's only the fucking one right? I'm not going to go to London fucking Ontario because that place fucking sucks so, and it's like the shitty one so like and like nobody knows of that place so of course I'm going to like the one London that people go and duh I'm fucking British so duh.
my best friend's from London, Ontario. How dare you?
But yeah, with that, you know I'm right.
I have maybe encouraged him to move.
I'm not saying your friend sucks. I'm just saying the city he lives in sucks.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Oh, but I'm probably going to London Comic Con in a couple months after this. I'm gonna get swamped. Thanks, Adam. They're gonna beat me to death.
Just say it was me that said it. So
It's
not
okay. They're
you.
nerds.
Yeah,
They can't hit it that hard.
and just say and just don't bring up that you agreed with me. So just be like it was the other guy that said
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so as he's talking on the phone, it's just like the situation. That's when the thugs are like breaking into his hotel room. It's like, oh, I have some uninvited visitors. Oh, bother! And like they like jump him, and like Bruce realizes like something's up. So we then get scene of him talking to Dick, and like he's kind of explaining like what he's kind of concluded from the letter. So he explains a bit of Alfred's backstory before he like became the butler for the Wade family. Apparently, he worked for the British government. We don't know in what capacity, but like he
Yeah.
basically did like government missions and stuff.
Yeah, well, he said he did say he was like basically like working a desk, but he was known for diffusing like diplomatic like tensions and stuff. So it did sound like he did get like on the odd mission, yeah. So yeah, so we do. So I guess we do have that. This is like a little bit of action, Alfred. Yeah.
Back then, he went by the name Christopher Lee,
Yeah,
working
yeah,
for the SAS.
yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think it did sound like he was that cool, but and maybe it's like maybe like how Christopher Lee started off with and then got out to being
Yeah.
him telling fucking Peter Jackson like no this is how a guy fucking sounds when he gets stabbed because I've done it. I don't think he said that, but like yeah, I think he pretty much inferred.
Yeah, I'd like to think that kind of drew the sentence to a close right then and there for Peter. It's like, I probably should not tell the man who's killed someone what to do. I don't care if he's got arthritis. He knows ways of ending a life more than I do.
Yeah, never, yeah, never question the person that corrects you on how what a person sounds like when they get stabbed.
Yes. It sounds like this, Peter. Now I'm the director.
Yeah, he is in one of my like probably my favorite Bond movie, the Man with the Golden Gun.
In my mind, like Alfred had a little bit of a James Bond kind of like life. Like not like to the same extent as that character, but like yeah, even not just wartime missions, but like espionage and stuff.
I like the action Alfred backstory to him. Yeah, so I'm definitely down for the for that uh, whichever like Batman that came from. Yeah, I'm definitely like I subscribe to that as well. Yeah, that he had some other thing which kind of makes sense to why he's Bruce has him and is able to help him out with stuff because he's like, hey, I've I've done stuff like this before, so just not with a crazy cape and mask.
I did it in a tuxedo. You're going to kill a man. Do it in style.
Yeah, and then like then the guys that fucking got kidnapped. But they had when they were chasing him initially, they had fucking guns. Like
Yeah.
how the fuck did they get guns in England, like, in London? Because unless this was like the before like the surveillance state that it is now.
But how do you mean how did they get guns? Like they're
Well,
criminals.
no, that's the thing though. That's uh, the thing is in London is like known for not fucking having guns.
Oh, is it
So
really?
yeah, oh yeah, it's like it's the it's like the opposite of the states.
Oh, really? Interesting.
So that's why like if you ever hear any like the crimes or like the lower level crimes and stuff, it's it's like people getting like bludgeoned and stabbed and stuff and not being shot
So are
because
they killing each other with billy clubs? Like,
yeah 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 or like how it's intended with your hands or with melee weapons.
we're gonna give you a serving of bangers and mash, and I don't mean sausage and potatoes. That's interesting. I honestly had never heard that, but yeah, no, it's that is curious. I mean, it's the villain as we're about to introduce. So she's known for having a bit of an
Yeah,
espionage.
oh yeah, yeah, and that's also the thing. Like, kind of the joke is that like they even like the bobbies, the police like don't even like carry the billy clubs and not guns even.
Oi!
So, but
So
anyway,
yeah, Alfred gets it blindfolded along with Frederick, the friend of his that says like, "I'm sorry to bring you into this. It's a bit of a tight spot, old man, but I really didn't have any other choice." He's like, "So who kidnapped you, my Frederick?" And that's when we're revealed to the return of the Red Claw.
yeah. I was all excited. Like, oh yeah, we have Captain Janeway back. And then immediately remembered that it was a fucking shitty accent.
Yeah. Hey, as long as you're not Tuvix, you're safe.
Yeah, but I'm of the ilk that if you can't do an accent, then don't. Just it'd be best off just to not fucking do it because that was her like I guess is it Russian or just like European
I'm
accent?
gonna go with European. I don't think
Yeah,
it's quite
or
Russian. It's an
yeah,
amalgamation.
her vague like European-y, East European. Let's go with the East European accent is not great unless it was like on purpose, where she was told to be like, "Hey, just do a shitty accent because she's from somewhere."
Yeah.
Don't really want to make it from somewhere
From the
specific. So
Delta Quadrant. Or in this specific, Section 31. Yeah, so now we know like Red Claw's wanting them. And so this is where some of the details of the pacing of the story kind of get blurry. I mean, the long and short of it is that she wants Alfred and Frederick because they have the arming codes for a missile in this Scottish castle. And there's two codes. One of them is given to Alfred. One of them was given to Frederick. I guess way back in like their government espionage days. My only question is because later on, like Batman talks to the government officials, why would they not just change the code the minute that they became civilians? Like when they're discharged, you change the bloody code.
or I thought it was was it like a still like active like missile silo too maybe so that because if it was I guess if it was inactive then I guess the missiles wouldn't be there so but yeah so yeah it's a bit strange that the codes would be the fucking same.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, this is like how people very easily lose wars. Like, yeah, so Batman, I forget how he's able to kind of put it together, but he goes to the British government and he says like what's going on? Like where's like you've gotten two like former officials of yours who have been like kidnapped. They're like, why should we help you? It's like, because I'm the best chance you got. They're like, oh, very well. So all of a sudden they just hand over government
Yeah,
secrets to
yeah,
Batman.
yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking as he like does what he does it. Gordon just fucking breaks into the through the window, and they're like, "Hey, how'd you get in here?" And I was like, these guys aren't going. He's not going to treat like, oh yeah, but who the fuck are you? Oh yeah, here are your secrets.
When was the air date? 95? Is that the Margaret Thatcher days?
I don't know, man. I barely even pay attention to my own fucking government doing so. That sounds right, I guess. I really have no idea.
John Major, whoever the heck that is. Anyway, yeah, they're probably pissed right now, realizing you gave our government missile location and the secrets of it to a man in a mask. In our defense, he said he could do the job, mum.
It didn't. It was on November 5th. He didn't look like he was here to blow us up. So
Yeah.
like, I thought he was on our side. So
Yeah.
which leads me to think like how well do you think the British like media would cover Batman in Gotham City in the U.S. if at all?
I mean, tabloid wise, like, woo!
Well, that's the thing.
They'll
They have
report
their
on
own.
anything.
They have their own like their own shit to do. Like the American tabloids. Yes, 100%. They like the people in America like know who Batman is. But do you think like the regular schmo in fucking London knows who Batman is?
Uh, I'm gonna say because he like was considered one of the first superheroes in like the DCAU. I'm gonna say they probably do, but it might be like kind of I don't know, like because we don't have social media back in the early '90s. It might be like the odd thing they might have seen on like BBC or something, or like yeah, kind of like oh, there's this chap over there in America who's
Yeah, it seems
dressed
like
up in
a
the long johns.
like it seems like it'd be like 5 or 6 things instead of like 1 or 2, just to be like, oh yeah, now in the international news, like this fucking weirdo with a mask is like punching people in the face in this one city,
Yeah,
and what the fuck's going on there? And anyway,
and
like
he beats the piss out of them.
anyway, gasses up again. I don't know.
Oh, and Princess Diana just died, I guess. Right.
It's 95 guys. It is
Pretty
ish
close.
right around that time, man. So like
Yeah.
within a couple of years, I think around that time,
Yeah. But yeah, so he like gets the understanding of like where the location is, and Red Claw is like interrogating Alfred and Frederick and says like, "You will give me the arming codes." And they're like, "Never." It's like, "Oh, I prepared for this," and she's got truth serum. No such thing as truth serum.
Oh, if I could, oh yeah, what is that? The second, first or second Ant-Man.
Yeah.
He was like, truth isn't real. Oh, it is truth serum.
Okay, but where is Scott Lang? I'm telling you where he is emotionally. Where is he
Right.
literally?
I know, yeah, that's one of my 2 favorite, like, truth serum ones. That and like the True Lies.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah, that's a good one.
And Mr. Tasker, how do you think you're gonna do that? You know my handcuffs? I unlocked them. Yeah, I thought that was like the first movie I remember seeing in the theater. Is,
That's a good
True Lies.
start.
Yeah. Like my folks took me to see that at the theater that definitely doesn't exist in Peterborough anymore. That's like the one time I was in that theater. Yeah, I think it was like a one like a may have been like a 1 or 2 like screen theater. And that was like the first one. Yeah, so like so it's, and I think because of that, it was probably like in my top 3 favorite Arnie movies. And then too, like I think and then too, which I find funny because I think at the time where I said I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger like downtown, and I fucking looked.
You never mentioned that.
No, yeah, no. Oh yeah, so and then I fucking like locked eyes with fucking Tom Arnold and didn't recognize him until like 2 days later. And but he's in my fucking like one of my favorite like Arnold movies. So which why I find that funny is as I said, I fucking locked eyes with Tom Arnold and I didn't fucking recognize him until like 2 days later.
And Tom Arnold locked eyes with your like chest cavity because he's not that tall. You're looking up how tall.
I was thinking about it, but I was
I
like,
cannot stop you. You can do what you want.
I was like thinking, I'm like, do I really care about how tall Tom Arnold is? I'm like, not really. I was thinking about it, and I was like, I really don't care that much.
Tom Arnold cares how tall Tom Arnold is.
Well, it depends on how tall he is. If he's too tall,
Yeah.
then he plays all the way like, which I was short.
Yeah, so she gives the truth serum to both of them and Frederick. I mean, he puts up a little bit of resistance, but he caves in, quicker. And then she's like, "Well, that's one code down." Is like, "Alfred, like it's your turn." So Alfred starts like spouting British poetry, like to try and like say anything but the answer. Picture like what happens when he runs out of British poetry? Does he start singing like Queen, like Bohemian Rhapsody?
No, because I have a feeling this is from like Batman training than the British government training. I think so.
I see a little skin issue of a
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Scaramouche.
so no, you wouldn't be doing that. You'd just start saying like Justice League stuff instead or whatever. Because
42 pounds of kryptonite to kill the Man of Steel. Freezing gun for the man who runs in red. Yeah, so she's like, kind of getting like losing her patience with him, and like he's puts up like a pretty considerable like long time with standing them as Batman and Robin are headed over to the castle and dealing with the goons like kind of
I,
one by one.
then too, like if I like as they were getting into the Batwing to go over there, like do you think the Batwing is like suited for like like long distance trips?
I'd
Or
be
just
curious what the fuel is on that thing.
or like yeah, because or is it, I meant more for just like flying around Gotham City.
He's got the Bat Air Carrier.
So it's like, and I'm like, I don't think that thing's gonna make it across the ocean because what is it for like a regular jet is like what like 6-8 hours or something like that I think.
Tell me that, yeah.
So
Imagine the G-force on that thing if it can get there that fast. Like,
well yeah it must be doing what was it what was that fucking super fast French plane that was the Concorde. It must be going like that
oh,
speed.
really? I didn't know the French did that.
I think it was I think it was I'm fairly certain it was out of France. Yeah.
The French can make an achievement in something interesting, other than Napoleon. So yeah, that is a good question. Actually, now that you mention it, like I'm just picturing like Robin just like rattled, like shaken baby syndrome, like hopping out of the back seat of the Batwing. Yeah. But yeah, so they're taking care of the thongs, and I don't know about you. I thought this was a little padded, like just them taking care of the thugs. Like obviously she's gonna have a lot, but I just felt like it was kind of stalling for time a little bit.
How do you mean?
I don't know. It just felt a little drawn out. I'm like, okay, it's Batman, fighting like random British goons with like shotguns and stuff. Like it shouldn't take this long. I don't know.
Yeah, he's fighting in like a new batch of goons, man. Like he's not fighting the same like 15 goons like week after week. They're going from like yeah, the Joker's gang to like the Two Faces and just like cycling through the different gangs and whoever's hiring for stuff. So it's going to take a second to learn their moves.
Yeah, but they're British. They're half drunk from the start.
No, it's they're not the Irish, man. It's the English.
I'm
The English,
half British, half Irish, half.
the English know how to the English know how to if I can hold their liquor, man. So they're not like regular like drunken like American thugs.
Drinking, drinking by the yard. Yeah, so he manages to take care of the goons, and like Red Claw's like fed up with Alfred, just like, give me the bloody code. And he's just like, Lion of the Unicorn, Lion of the Unicorn. You know, like, there once was a man from Nantucket. And she's like, oh, for Pete's sake. And then she realizes, wait, he's not resisting anymore. Like that is the code. So interesting fact, because I was like, one, like when I saw the title of the episode and then the code, I was like, what is the lion and the unicorn? So apparently the lion and the unicorn are like the two like animals that support the like royal coat of arms and like the like Kingdom symbol. So I guess if you look closely enough, like maybe it's the old style. I don't know if it is currently because I'm still used to the Union Jack, right? Like the actual like British flag.
Do, 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 do. Sorry.
Yeah. Oi, 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 oi. Yeah, so she manages to arm the missile, and then she does like a like broadcast basically saying to like London, like, you have 1 hour to give me like 5 million pounds
No,
in
no, it is yeah,
pounds.
yeah, yeah. Don't you think the that's a bit much? Even though she's like threatening like nuclear bomb, that 5 billion pounds is a bit much to try and find milk out of the government.
Yeah.
Because I'm fairly certain they probably don't have like 5 billion like pounds like just like laying around just like kicking because they probably so like it just seems like a crazy amount of money to try to be like yeah, if you don't get it then bombs away
At least
because
let
you
us save some money for Brexit. Yeah. So she's like, and if you don't give it to me, then God saves the Queen or something Bond villainish. Like it's just so that's when she arms a missile, and I think that's when Batman and Robin show up to finally like can deal with like her, and she manages to run away, and Batman goes to stop the or try to disarm the missile, and he's like, "Do either of you have the disarming code?" And they're like, "No," and it's like, "Wait a second." Like, does that mean there is a disarming code? Why wouldn't you go for that in the first place? Like, unless there isn't, which that's even more stupid. Like, I don't think these guys really thought through their defense systems. So he goes to hightail it into the Batwing to basically like chase after the missile, and he's about to get a lock on it. He's like flying over the Thames River, and Red Claw has like stowed away in the back seat, and she's putting up like a decent fight. Like she
and
manages
and
like
and you think like Batman slash Bruce Wayne has like a bad habit of not checking the back seat before he like takes off his stuff because a couple of episodes ago he did that with he didn't see fucking Killer Croc in his small ass back seat of his car, and he didn't see friggin' Red Claw in that friggin' braid ass red costume in the back of the
that's even more embarrassing actually when
yeah
you put it like that.
like come on man
I'm
like
used to seeing blood back there.
the first time, yes, but like, dude, after that, yeah, like, come on, you're Batman. You need to fucking start checking your fucking backseat if you know Robin's not back there. Like, come on.
Leslie Thompson's giving him a CAT scan. She's like, Bruce, your skull is literally shattered into pieces. Like it's just fragments of crushed bone in your brain matter. I know things that make me do. I'm Batman. Yes, yes, we know you're Batman. But what was interesting is that she manages to pull the mask off, and like she doesn't see like she only sees the back of his head, so she doesn't know he's Bruce Wayne. But what I find interesting is that, and I've mentioned this on the podcast before, apparently Bruce Timm really avoided, unless it was absolutely necessary, having Batman take the mask off because he wanted to have that differential between like the Bruce Wayne and Batman persona, like make them feel like two different people. So if she's not going to learn his identity, this seems like kind of like an just wasted moment here. I don't know.
Yeah,
It just felt
yeah. Because from the reaction that she had when she did it made it seem like she was going to try and be like, "Ah, show me that face" or whatever. But like, nothing really comes about
yeah.
from it really. So it felt like weird that that they did it, and then also it was like that easy to like take off as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
So I like when he's got the electroshock thing. Like,
and two isn't like this, oh shit, I was gonna say isn't like this version like the cowl and the cape attached, but they're not. So never mind. Yeah, that's I'm getting my Batman costumes mixed up.
oh, that's all right. Yeah. No, I think a couple of times it has been, even like maybe even in this series, because I've also made that correlation.
Yeah.
But yeah, she manages to get the mask off. But again, she doesn't see who's underneath. Batman hits the eject button and she goes flying out and goes, ah!
Ejectocito, cuz.
And like she goes like right into the drink. And this is the last time we see Red Claw. We don't know if she's like lived or died. Um, so I don't know. I don't even know if
Yeah,
she shows up in the comic book continuation.
yeah. Hopefully that cat knows how to swim. It isn't
Yeah.
afraid of the water.
So Batman manages to finally catch up with the missile, and he manages to blow it up just as it's like right beside Big Ben. Like again, I
And,
think
how's like the Batwing have fucking like missiles all of a sudden?
yeah.
For a guy who doesn't fucking like dealing with guns or and probably they're to an extension like missiles, like all of a sudden there's fucking like two missile like heat seeking missiles like in the back.
I blow the things up when there's people outside of the vehicle. I make sure it's empty.
I just don't use guns in Gotham like everywhere else can go fuck themselves.
Yeah. You don't understand. I respect American law. I really don't give a shit
I
about
know
any other
no he doesn't.
countries. I respect one American law.
and mine.
The law of Batman.
No, there was a lot of money because I have it. I have all the money in Gotham.
Yeah, so he manages like rock Big Ben. Like it stands together pretty good considering like, it kind of hits the aftershock on the clock tower. But yeah, so obviously like London's safe, and like he smiles and turns back, and Frederick's got to Frederick talking to Alfred back at the airport and saying like, "I'm sorry, old chap, for getting you into this sticky spot, but I think we should try and get you back into the service. You could do some good." And he's like, no, I'm back Gotham to be Bruce Wayne's bitch.
So yeah, so at least make more money in the private sector, like that, dealing with the same shit. So fuck off.
Yeah.
This government pension's not fucking worth it anymore to deal with this shit, man.
I think there was even a thing in the comics where like somehow like Alfred had like millions and millions of dollars. Like I maybe Bruce like paid him in stock options. Like
Yeah. I think that was one of those. Yeah, I think he had like a bunch of like a Wayne stock or whatever, for probably either from him or his parents.
yeah, because then like when Alfred dies, he like left all the money to Dick Grayson, and like Dick Grayson is rich as shit now. Like
Yeah. I think I remember that. Yeah, it's been a while since I've bought in comics. Yeah, but I remember like that hearing that. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so Alfred, says "Tally ho," and heads back home, and that's the end of the episode.
So would you give this out of five ex-government agents?
I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. I liked, that they did a bit of an animation style to London. That was cool. I like getting a bit of a backstory to Alfred, and kind of getting him a bit of agency. And the return of Red Claw was nice, but yeah, other than that, it's not got a whole lot of specialness to it.
Yeah. I guess 3 out of 5 as well. Is this I think this is like the one like Alfred centric episode. So and I'm glad they didn't make London just look like Gotham City. So I don't. Yeah, I did give it a 3 out of 5 as well. But yeah, as I said, that is the episode for this week, folks. Thanks for joining us in the Batcave to talk about Batman, the animated series. You can follow us on Twitter/X at at Beyond Backcast, on Instagram at Beyond the Backcast. So you can follow. Oh yeah, we're on YouTube now at youtube.com/ at Beyond the Backcast. Follow us there, give us reviews, subscribe us, help us out to there, or wherever you listen to your podcast, it'll help us out. And where can we find you on the internet, Braden?
You can find me at my podcast, Fandom and Folklore,
What?
where we,
Your podcast?
yeah.
Yeah, you sneaking around my back. Actually, actually, I already knew that because I've been on an episode.
I thought you were claiming it as your podcast. I'm like, no, I've already done that bit.
No, like no. He's like you can't do more than one. That's my job. No, sorry, sorry, yeah, your own podcast.
Yeah, where we talk about fantasy movies and TV shows and the fandoms that follow them. And if you want to find out more about Beyond the Backcast, go to our Instagram, Beyond the Backcast, and look for our link tree, and you can find our Discord.
And you can follow me on Instagram at StumChuckman. That is my personal account. And as I said, thanks for joining us back. If did we say what next week's episode was?
I don't think you did.
Next week's episode is Showdown, which I think is just a regular showdown of regular Destiny. But yeah, I hope you get that reference.
I got that reference.
do. But yeah, as I said, thanks for joining us at the Batcave to talk about Batman the Animated Series. Goodbye, good chums. Kapow.